I'm saying like other servers, like I'm saying like, yeah, another city. This the only city you be in? What other city you was in? Nigga, you gotta try the hills, my nigga. The hills, so lit, my nigga. I got all the stuff in there, gang. Just pull up on me. I'ma give you all the guns, all the ammo. I'ma give you cars and everything. The hills so lit, though. I ain't gonna lie. There go, bro. What happened, Birdie? Come on, let's go. Put him on the news or something. Now, what happened to the car? We in traffic. Damn. Hey, gang, the police ain't got behind you yet? Hey, gang. Hey, gang, in the back seat. I ain't gonna lie, this truck all look decent, gang. Can I drive this bitch? I wanna drive this bitch next. This bitch just look like it's running. No cap. Let me slide that bitch. No, I don't think so, no. Let me go to the ATM. I'm about to be back. It ain't letting me take it. It ain't letting me take no money. I mean, it ain't working. AALT? I see it. Yeah, I see it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm pointing at... It's telling me to press X. X. I press X, gang, it's not working. Come on, let's ride. Put him on the news or something. How much y'all think a little 380 is in this bitch? Oh, what are phones? Where is that? I'm about to be back. If y'all niggas watching this game, y'all some real niggas. Why the fuck ain't letting me get no phone?
And first, I'm going to bring my co-host in here. So my co-host.
I was like, what the fuck? I should go ask Palm Beach County for that picture.
Yeah, you should.
For real. Actually, that kind of shit is like collector's items. You need to get a copy of that shit, and because you get more famous than the law allows. So, you're gonna continue to do big things, bro. Like I say, I'm an OG, and I look up to you. I like what you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing, bro. Take advantage of the opportunities, because the opportunities are there for you right now. Do your shit. We got little sis Maya. She been trying to help me out doing our thing with the Prison Talk podcast, and we want you to be at there every chance you can get, bro, because we got to let people know what's going on, as well as, just enhance the things that we got, bro.
Yeah.
I think Joseph trying to come on.
You see him? Okay, thank you, baby alien, for coming
Yeah,
on.
he
We
came
love
on.
you.
This
Love you, bro. Hey, stay up. Continue to do what you do, loved one.
Let me see where Joseph is. Okay, I got Joseph here. And let me know if anybody's by your window today.
If anybody's by my, oh, okay, yeah. I was going, hey, what's up, man?
This is my other co-host,
Alien, what's up,
Joseph from
Alien? I see you, Alien.
Brownsville. And
We see you, Alien.
Well, baby, hey,
Joseph, introduce yourself.
alien, that's young.
Yo, this is Joseph P. Lane, your underdog coach. I call myself the underdog coach because all my life been an underdog. Now we turn the underdogs to top dogs coming out the gate, you feel me? So I'm from Brooklyn, Brownsville, like I was telling you, Blake and Mother Gaston. My journey is mad crazy, yo. Like, this shit is like a movie, right? But I'm going to start off like this. Being influenced by my neighborhood and the people in my neighborhood is what ultimately led me to jail, right? I went to juvenile jail when I was 11 years old. So it started off at 11, my criminal history, running around stealing out the stores. Then it went for me robbing cab drivers. Then it went for me robbing drug dealers. Then it went for me selling crack. Then me selling. So this is before the age of 15 years old, right? In and out of juvenile, forced homes, all type shit. It got to the point now, like with me, I always kept money in my pocket because I know I was always on my way to jail. Like I always went to jail, back and forth, right? And that's just because nobody really taught me the real shit about jail. Like what I mean by the real shit, I ain't just talking about like you missing your family, which is like we know that's like the most important part. But we talk about like suicide. Like think about killing yourself. Like what the fuck? You gave me 30 years, right? So you gotta think about that. People kill themselves in jail all the time. I seen so many people kill themselves in prison. You know what I'm saying? And I did 22 years, 2 years straight from the year of 1998 all the way up in 2020 when I was released.
Joseph, talk about a story of somebody, the first time in jail you've seen somebody themselves. Try not to say that word too much, though, because we'll get flagged.
Okay. How about I tell you a different story about one of my friends that got murdered?
Even better.
Yeah, he got murdered. Big shout outs to Corrupt, Brownsville, Tilden Projects. That's where he's from, right?
Brooklyn.
Where he used to be from. And we was on Red Onion State Prison. This was like 2000. I got in prison I got locked up in 1998. I didn't make it to prison until 2000. Yeah, to 2000. So I stayed in the county jail fighting numerous bank charges and numerous shooting charges. I had quite a few attempted murders and probably like 4 bank robberies, right? So I was fighting all these cases for 2 years. And I wanted to get into Red Onion State Prison. For those who don't know about Red Onion State Prison, go look it up. This is like Alcatraz. This is the Supermax. People live and die every day in there, right? This shit is real. And I was there for 7 years. But he happened to be at Red Onion with me, Corrupt. And I just finished talking to him. I'm talking about he a guy that worked out every day, do all the push-ups, you could tip-top shape, don't eat meat. He did everything according to discipline, right? So you wouldn't think he could get his ass killed, right? Because he tough. And he wound up fighting his cell partner. Him and his cell partner, for those who don't know what a cell partner is, like your roommate. Like your roommate. And he was like, yo, I'm about to go fight my roommate. I'm like, yo, nah, don't do that. You gonna fight him and go lay in the cell with him? You tripping. Nah, you know, get him out the cell. Like, he can't live with you after you beat him up. And this was a guy, if anybody know anything about like radio, you remember the guy radio from the guy radio, kind of slowly, slightly kind of, handicapped type thing. I don't want to say, retarded or nothing like that, but handicapped, right? Socially handicapped. So he was like that. The guy that killed him was actually a person that was a nobody. And I hate to say that, right? You know what I'm saying? So to know a person could do everything in his power to work out, keep his mind right, discipline, exercise, fight, prepare, get a knife. He had everything prepared, but he didn't prepare for his death. And that really hurt me. That bothered me a lot because we was fresh into our prison sentence. I probably was locked up 2 years. He probably was locked up 3 or 4 years. He had a life sentence. And we didn't mean for his life to be taken on his sentence, though, right? You know what I'm saying? So after that, though, I must say the guy that did that to him, he's no longer here either. So you know how that go. So big shout outs to Corrupt, man. Rest in peace, man. That was the first real shit I seen in prison when it came to murder. And it prepared me to kill. I was ready to kill at all costs, right? At all costs. Once I seen the reality of my man getting killed, from there, my mentality changed even more because I was already stabbing everybody, but even more, I was really crazy now, right? So, yeah, I would say that story of Corrupt, a friend of mine, I just left him. He just walked out my room, went to his room and died. And it was crazy, man. The guy killed him, choked him to death, put his face in the toilet bowl, pulled his pants down, and proceeded to try to have sex with a dead person. This shit is real. So for people out there that's hearing this shit, man, we want y'all to know, people don't tell y'all this shit. They don't tell y'all this part of the game. They just tell you when you come home.
I'm not gonna lie. If it happened to me, I'd rather already be, I don't want to be alive for that. So maybe it's like a good thing that he was already gone.
Yeah, good thing. It was just very demeaning.
Wait, can I ask a question? What was the fight even about? What did he even want to fight a celly over?
Well, some things in prison, like, you might have a roommate on the street, right? You and your roommate might get into an argument, but it's not the result to life or death, right? It's, you might leave, don't come back for the next day or whatever the case may be,
I'll
right?
just fuck her man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even that, you know what I'm saying? Even that. But in this case, I'm gonna have to say, I have to think about this one because this is pretty serious, right? But thinking about all of this shit makes, because I never thought about prison when I got out. I've been out 3 years. I haven't sat back and thought about my time in prison because I'm just going with the go. You feel me? What I mean by that, I committed those crimes, and I'm supposed to have, according to the judicial system, I should never be out of prison, right? So I got a second chance. So I definitely just want to make sure that we echo these kids, man, out here, yo, this shit is real, man, and you got to stay focused, though, man.
Yeah. So then answer our question that we're gonna ask every guest. If you could tell the youth one thing, if you could tell the youth a message, what would it be today?
Well, it's 2 things I'm gonna add to that question, right? Number 1, stay out the streets unless you prepared to go through the prison system or potentially die, right? So if you are alone in your house right now, little homie or little lady, and somebody committed a crime or shoot and you was there and it shit scared the hell out you, that mean it ain't for you. That mean it ain't for you. That mean go over there. And the second part of that would be, you can make money, you know what I'm saying, without selling drugs. I sell books like dope.
Yeah.
But I'm not selling dope. I'm selling a little bit of hope, right? Just a little bit. So I would tell them that entrepreneurship doesn't mean selling crack or dope or heroin. Entrepreneurship means whatever you can get your hands on, you finagle it and you make it work for you, right? Because everybody needs something. Everybody will buy something, right? Just gotta make sure it's something that create a solution. So that's what I would tell them. Stay out the streets if you ain't about that life. See, I was about that life. That's why they mind going to prison. I don't want to go back, but I understood why I was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did everything they said. I did it more. So I was.
What if you're not about that life and you still get caught up though?
Huh?
Joseph? What if you're not about that life and you still get caught up? What jewels you got for that?
What do you mean caught up? Like, you mean like wrongful conviction?
Because a lot of times
like wrongful conviction or something like that?
just not really, like, because you say if you're not about that life. Because sometimes people ain't really about that life, but they still get caught up.
Yeah. All right, so what I would say about those who ain't about that life, they need to figure that out. See what I'm saying? That's something you got to make a choice with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to say, yo.
Like, say for instance.
Huh?
All right, say for instance, I'm gonna use, but I just go out and get drunk with the fellas and everything. Next thing you know, I'm locked up fighting all kind of shit. So because sometimes people are not about their life and they just still get caught up though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was meaning from that standpoint.
You gotta be aware of your surroundings. You gotta know who your friends are.
Yeah.
See, a friend, yo, let me tell you something. If a friend will give you a blunt before a burger, he ain't your friend. You feel me? If a person know you hungry, but they'll give you a blunt, like a joint, instead of a Burger King, that's not your friend. Your real friend is gonna make sure that you good all around the board, and then he's gonna pass you the blunt.
Because even if your friends are about that life and you're not, if they're really your friends, they'll tell you, bro, don't even call. Like, this ain't for you. Like, relax. Like, I'll see you later. Like, we'll go do something else.
I think it's based on the individual though. You know what I'm saying? It's based on the individual. Like for myself, I knew what I was doing when I was 12, 13. I knew I was robbing. I knew I was taking. I knew I was stealing. I knew I was doing all of that. Right? It was only until I got caught and I realized the consequences behind it and what made me change. So I'm not gonna sit here in front like I went to prison and became a scholar. That's not what happened to me, right? You know what I'm saying? I still have temptations. I still see life as I see it because we just grow. We are the same people. We just grow. So what I'm saying is when I was 12, 13 years old, I thought about all the shit I was doing. My mom told me I was doing something wrong. My pops told me I was doing something wrong. My grandma told me I was doing something wrong. But I like doing shit wrong. That's just what it was.
Hey, Joe. Hey, you know it's crazy though. I laugh because, you know, I was born in the early 70s. Yeah. So I grew up in the early 80s. I'm talking about in LA, where I'm from. At a young age, I knew, I ain't gonna say right from wrong, but I knew about getting in shit and making shit happen, right? I was young, I was what they call, back then they called elementary. Yeah. I got into gang lifestyle in elementary school. I was about maybe 10, 11, 12. Thought I was gang bang. I was representing a neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't get it officially into the gang aspect of it. The gang banging aspect of it is when I went to what we used to call junior high. Back then, we used to graduate from 6th grade, then we go to 7th, 8th, 9th.
So that's how they get you.
And that's when.
So for the listeners, so they might have not caught that. So the gangs, right? For those who may want to keep their kid or something from gang. So would they get you young like that?
Well, see, you got to understand the difference between my situation was more of. I have a father. He was always there, but he wasn't in the house. But my father was he was big in the game. Just put it that way. Not gang, but in the game. But he used to make it hard on me because he'd tell me to go out there and get it myself. And I was real big in sports, right? Football and track. So I was real big in that shit. So the thing is, that shit wasn't paying off fast enough. And I was out there struggling, right? And my mother was struggling, but my father wasn't. So the thing is, I said, fuck this sports shit. The dudes I looked up to was big time drug dealers and bangers. Yeah. But I was more attracted to the drug dealers. That's why when we did the thing with Freeway Rick and them, I knew Freeway Rick and them. Yeah. He didn't know me. Freeway Rick and them was like gods to us out there, even though they was from the other side.
Guys look up to. Like, why? Why do you think that is?
I would let Jake answer that first.
Go ahead, Joseph. Okay, first and foremost, in LA and Watts, I grew up in Watts in a straight ghetto. And the thing is, we had nothing. So when you had this one drug dealer that had was considered everything, and I'm talking about material wise, he had everything. These dudes used to, the Freeway Ricks and his boys, they pulling up in Mercedes Benzes. It's 15, 16 years old. Do you know what that do to a little kid that don't have nothing? Versus what your moms or your pops at home telling you. Look, what y'all telling me is not adding up the way to this motherfucker in the streets that's pulling up in Mercedes Benz, 17, 18 years old. I need that life right there. That's our key focus, is to follow that. Fuck what moms them talking about. I'm going right there with Freeway Rick now. We all wanted to be Freeway Rick.
Yeah.
A lot of us didn't know him. We just knew he was like God-like. And to be on his level, even to be a freeway boy, that meant that you was in. Guess what? I'm a freeway boy. Guess how many bras, guess how many bitches is on me? Because I'm a freeway boy. So, you know what I'm saying? Just the name alone bought prestige.
Yeah.
Hood prestige. So the thing is, when I looked up to that versus to what I got to go home and listen to, it wasn't adding up. I was seduced by something that I didn't have. And that seduction took me out into them streets to be emotionally connected to it. And I could never connect to it because I could never get to it, because it was like every time I chase it, it gets farther and farther away from me. So I run faster and faster until I keep running into these roadblocks. And these roadblocks was these police putting cuffs on me. Mm. I've been doing time. I've been coming back. First time I got arrested was about 13, 14 years old. I think it was a robbery or something like that. And then I went to the juvenile halls. I had a gun on me. In California, called it juvenile hall. So I went to a juvenile facility in 1987. I was 14 years old. I did 5 months. And that 5 months seemed like an eternity. But I got out not with a changed mentality. I got out thinking I was hard now because I just did 5 months. I just did what considered big time, right? So I got out when I was 15 years old. I thought I was on swole. And I was running around there like I'm maxing shit out now. I'm like I'm the one now. Mm-hmm. I just did 5 months in a juvenile camp. So when I got out, I still had this mentality that I'm finna be on some mob shit. I'm finna make this shit go to the whole next level. That was my mentality. I remember sitting in that juvenile camp, and one of the dudes, one of the counselors in there, he talking to all of us. He said, "I look at all y'all." He was like, "This many percentage." He was like, "A small percentage, y'all." I forgot the numbers. He was, but a small percentage, y'all, is going to make it, but the rest of y'all is going to die or be in jail within the next year. And I used to always figure out, I used to wonder, what percentage am I? Is I'm going to be the small percentage that make it? Am I going to be the one that die, or is I'm going to be in prison like the way this dude predicted? A year later, I was in prison for the rest of my life.
Dang, that's crazy. That shit sound crazy, man. Let that sink in for a minute, right? Because it said, like, prison for the rest of his life. Like 16, like, yo, that's some real shit. I hope people out there really understand that we trying to shed light on the whole system, right? It's some people in there that's your loved ones that your story might help them get out. You never know what this
or
is.
Or never make the mistake in the first place. You never know.
For sure. Mm-hmm. And for me personally, drug dealing, I looked up to drug dealers. I didn't even know I looked up to the drug dealers, right? They kind of like looked up to me, I guess, because they came and got me and put drugs in my hand, right? I never asked them for drugs, right? I mean, I'm just being honest. Mm-hmm. They seen me on the street. They grew up with my brother. They older than me, a couple years older than me, not too much, 4 or 5 years. Hey, Joe, come here, little Joe. I was always bad. I can't help but to tell you how bad I was since I can remember. Right? I didn't have no feeling, like empathy. I couldn't feel shit. I just do it, right? I didn't care, right? So anything too, like anything. Like the people that know me up here, they know what's going on. I would do anything, right? So so the first time I had drugs, I was probably like 11 years old. And my guy Reese, man, from Brownsville came up to me and said, "Hey, little Joe, take this." I already knew what crack was because my uncle was a crackhead. Just keeping it real. Good thing he's not a crackhead no more, but he was like the crackheads from the 80s, you know, like the ones that like hit you with a hammer and take your drugs. Then he was one of them, right?
The ones that get hit by a car and don't die.
Yes, he got all types of shit that happened to this dude. And guess what? He's standing strong right now, right? It's crazy, right? But I already knew what crack looked like because my grandma showed us a crack pipe. Like, y'all better not be doing this like him. Oh shit.
I'll be like, okay, wait, how do you use this? No.
She was telling us, she was showing us, like, don't do this. And so I knew, like, damn, it must be fun doing that. Let me see what's going on, right? So probably about a month or two later, Reese came up to me, gave me crack. I knew what it was. It was in little bottles like this. He was like, yo, he's like, you sell 3 of these for $5. I said, you give him 3 of these for $5? Yeah. Now, mind you, I'm 11, 12. I figured out a way to steal already. I sell them 2 for $5. I get one, right? And I got caught doing it, right? He caught me. He said, you can't be pinching off the pack, man. You lucky you little Joe, man, but you can't be doing that, right?
There is a hidden meaning behind the Queen's Jubilee ceremony. He started the ceremony by walking on the red carpet.
Pose. Say no more. What a whippy.
There is a hidden meaning behind the
Stop texting me. The way that I'm swerving the bed while I'm in that cat, the cops not catching me. Bro, they man down, he got left on his back. Little bro stressing. Little bro got a bag, he need that shit off for his. He ran up on her bun. Got in my bag, I was down bad on my dick, now I got some money on. Yeah, this, yeah, got hit in the shit, I bet he can't say nothing. No nigga sick, if I'm fucking this bitch and she done his snake, son. I fuck on her while I want her, I know that she sick, she want me to chase her. Better that nigga like Brian, go sit to the chest, I get to the Lakers. I'm sweating, that mean I'm too hot, nigga, I'm off lean and I'm off.
There is a hidden meaning behind the
Alright. I took my phone out. Alright, I got your number. That nigga lying, that nigga ain't about to fly out.